We thought leaving Malta would be easy. It wasn't. Between flight delays, a late night stop in Rome, and then jumping on a high-speed train across Italy, this journey definitely didn't go to plan. And just when we thought we were in the clear, our next destination threw us one more curveball. Do we make it unscathed? You'll have to tune in to find out. We're Paul and Tan, and welcome to our adventures. Morning. Yesterday was a bit of a blur, so we've just got a little bit of time here before we have to leave, so we're just recapping on yesterday because I don't actually know what happened yesterday. It was just like, should we say a series of unfortunate events? Should we say that? A series of unfortunate events? Or was it just, what was it yesterday?
Just a long day, really.
It was a long day, but there was a few things that didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah.
You know, the worst thing was I think it was like the organisation at the airport, wasn't it? That probably tipped us over the edge.
I think Malta airport I don't know whether the tourist numbers have outgrown the airport.
There's a massive number of flights coming and going from there.
So they're fitting a lot of people into small rooms and it's a little chaotic. Yeah.
The flight was delayed.
It's only delayed about an hour, but when you're sitting, like we got there early because we kind of run out of things to do in Valletta.
Well, we've been wandering around all day, so.
Yeah, and then we thought, we'll go up there and maybe get something to eat or whatever. And I don't know, you just kind of crammed in, and then your flight's delayed an hour, which in the whole scheme of things isn't that bad, but when you're just sitting wasting time.
Yeah, but it was the time of the day, so we actually got a flight out of Malta yesterday, and the flight was supposed to leave at 6:30 p.m, which is not our style. We like to go in the mornings.
We didn't have a choice.
No, we didn't have a choice. So we took that flight, and we got to the airport earlier because it was a long day and we were sick of hanging around in town. And we didn't know what the traffic would be like getting to the airport. As it turns out, lucky we left early because I think we showed you a fire. Well, that fire that had happened in a scrapyard in Malta had affected all the traffic systems and slowed the traffic down, especially on the airport route. So
it shut down the main route to the airport. We had to go a long way around and.
So there was that. Anyway, we got to the airport in plenty of time, but when we got to the airport and got through the baggage checks and all that sort of thing to the departure, there was just so many people sitting around on the floors and in the corners, and like a lot of big airports, but the place was really small. And there was a huge number of international flights coming in and out, so it's a really popular spot, which is great, but it was just everyone was sitting on top of each other. But then the flight came up as being delayed, and we're like, So the bottom line is after getting on the plane, getting to Rome, which we spent a night in Rome last night because we're heading off somewhere else today, we didn't get to our accommodation until 10 o'clock.
No, much later.
Later than 10. It must have been 10:30 last night, p.m. So we had to find at the airport the train into the city. The baggage, that was the other thing. So we get off the plane and we rush over to the baggage carousel, which is usually half a kilometre away, and half the baggage came out, not our half, and then at 45 minutes we had to sit there with the baggage carousel not even moving. We're thinking, what the hell? We could see on our Find My AirTag things, Find My app, that our luggage was still on the plane for like 45 minutes. And anyway, after about 45 minutes, it would have been closer to about 9:45, the baggage carousel started moving, and everyone was just had it by then. So we didn't get on a train till near on 10 o'clock. It would have been close to quarter to 10 o'clock. The fast train to Rome, which is 32 minutes non-stop.
It was 10:08 actually, that train.
Was it 10:08?
10:08. We got here at
it was close to 11 o'clock.
10:40, and then we have to find our way out on foot to the hotel
in a dodgy part of town.
Yeah. So there's a lot of blokes hanging around on the street at 10:30 at night, eh?
In certain parts of Rome, not where we stayed before. Anyway, we found our way to the accommodation, and the guy was nice enough to stay up and wait for us because it's a guest house.
Yeah.
So
he was good.
He was really good, really friendly.
Yeah.
Nice and close to the train station. So if you're looking for somewhere to stay, we can recommend it. Comfy bed. I slept like a log, I think. Did you?
Yeah.
No, you didn't, did you? Paul never sleeps like a log. Anyway, that's the story of yesterday. So today, this morning, we are walking back to the train station. We are hopping on a fast train and we're off to Venice. 4 hours, I think it is.
On the train, yeah.
On the train. And we've got a couple of days of mad cramming everything into Venice as much as we can. We're getting close to the end, guys, so it's been a whirlwind, but we've still got a little bit to go, so stick with us. I'm sure today will be an absolute hoot. So a bit of a bonus this morning. We didn't realise we had breakfast included with our accommodation, which was a bit of a bonus. So we've got time for a Italian breakfast, which is a very, very strong espresso or whatever coffee you want, plus whatever pastry. So I've got a chocolate croissant. Paul's got a
glazed something or other.
Glazed something. Glazed crab with one leg.
I took the pincer off.
Look at the pastries counter behind. What? This place is just going off. There's people everywhere. It's always so confusing though, because they don't really tell you how a system works, and we're just standing around looking stupid, aren't we? Anyway. Right.
He was good. Like the main man here, like he picked us as newbies the minute we walked in the door, and he's just like, yeah, and we obviously just don't look, we don't fit in around here in these parts. No, we're a bit different, but that's okay. And we're not dressed all in black.
No, that's so true. We're dressed in our Aussie gear.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have our breakfast and then we'll head back and grab our luggage. Okay, Paul's just being the pack horse. We've got everything. Didn't put anything in the safe?
No.
Okay. This place is next level mental. So we've arrived at the train station. We know which train we have to get, but we don't know out of all the 20 odd platforms which one the train's going to be on. They don't let you know until closer to the time. We're about just under an hour short of the time before it leaves, so just watching the crowds, and oh my god, how many people would go through this place every day. Nice fast red one. Welcome to Venice. We've made it to our hotel room. I haven't filmed anything yet because it was a lot to work out, wasn't it? There was a lot going on when we rocked up at the train station at Venice. The train trip from Rome to Venice was really good. Like we had 4 hours of... It was you basically just chilling. We had really good seats. We were facing each other. We had a table in the middle. There was no people sitting next to us. They were just single seats. So it was really good. The scenery was nice. We passed the Alps. We passed, I don't know whether it was the Italian Alps or whatever, but we saw some snow. The weather was cloudy, but it was still nice. You could still see stuff. So the trip itself was really good. We were in the business coach, which is not really a massive upgrade. It sounds posh, but it's not. It was a little bit dearer to buy those seats, but I thought that normally we go cattle class, so I thought we'd just get a nicer one, and it was nice. It was comfortable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it wasn't significantly more expensive anyway. So
no, it wasn't.
Almost like a no-brainer.
Yeah. No, it was good. So yeah, that was great. And then we got into Venice and disembarked the train, and I don't know what happened. This place is just horrible. Honestly, I feel so overwhelmed. There's no signage in English. We've got no idea where we're going, and I'm just completely lost. We've been here half an hour and we're no closer to getting anywhere. What happened?
Well, the system of getting around the canals is either get a private taxi,
private water taxi,
which I'd imagine will be quite expensive.
Yes.
Or you get on the public water transport,
which is also not cheap.
No.
Saying that.
No. But anyway, we figured out that you can just we just bought the ticket for the day because I think they expire at midnight anyway. We had one that was good for like 75 minutes, which was going to be enough to get us to where we needed to go.
Yeah.
The problem is once you bought your tickets and there is no one around to ask any questions to, and the platform wharf or whatever that we were due to get on that line was suspended, meaning that there's an alternate route, but it wasn't really clear as to
how to get there.
Anyway, after, I don't know, probably 15 minutes of jumping between different
platforms
or whatever you call them, we found another kiosk that actually sells the tickets, and we could have gone there in the first place, but we just decided to use the ticket machines. But we found a human that we could ask the question, and they pointed us in the right direction of the boat that we needed to catch. And the problem is that the stop that we had to get off was on the left-hand side of the canal, and the one before it and the one after it were on the right-hand side, and that was closed.
Yeah, that stop was closed that we were supposed to get off.
That stop was closed for
nothing.
Maintenance, maybe, whatever.
There was nobody even doing anything on it.
But anyway, it's closed. And the stop before it and after it were on the right-hand side of the canal, which means that you then have to go some distance to find a bridge that you can walk over to get to the other side, and they didn't appear to be popping up regularly. We found a stop to get off, and it ended up, I mean, at the end of the day, the walks from the stop to your accommodation, was only
10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes. But
anyway, the room we're here, and this is our room. So we just wanted to show you this because we're going to go out. What time is it? 4:30, and we have not eaten actually all day.
Not properly.
We haven't had a meal all day. We got a Italian breakfast this morning as a complimentary breakfast with our room that we got last night, which was a croissant and a coffee, and that's all we've had all day. So we are pretty hungry. So this is our room. Look at this. So is that not Venice? But laughing a lot. the romantic gondola ride. So I looked out here 5 minutes ago. Oh, here's another one coming now. There were 6 gondolas all in this space. And, you know, couples and like this couples, all romantic and stuff. And the guys that are driving the gondolas, they're all shouting out across to each other, having a laugh and, you know, like so much for it being romantic. Anyway, one's just gone past and there was a couple in it and there's a guy on the back steering it and there's also a guy playing an accordion. And I thought, that's kind of romantic, yeah. Did you not hear the music?
No.
That was kind of romantic. But there was also, oh my God, there's one coming the other way now. So you see what I mean? Like, there's just loads of them and they're just going backwards and forwards, so it's not actually as romantic as you think. This one's got all dressed up in her ball gown. She's going to get up for a photo and
probably just going to do another TikTok.
And tip it over.
Yeah. Oh Christ, I mean the thing's nearly tipped.
This is our room anyway. It's very what's the word, I don't know, what's the word, red? It's nice though, and we've got a great bathroom.
The shower's bigger than...
Look at the head on this shower. I know, spoiled. This is so nice. So, and you know what, we're only here for 2 nights, 1 whole day, and then we've got another thing that we have to do to get somewhere else, and it's another day. So we're getting closer to Australia, guys. We're getting closer. We'll be back before you know it. We got a guidebook from the reception. He said, what are your plans? And we went, we flying by the seat of our pants. He said, I suggest you sit down with a wine and make some plans. And I said, yeah, that's the best suggestion I've heard all day. Morning everyone. Well, how's this for a view to wake up to in the mornings? This isn't actually our view from our bedroom, but you would have seen that photo already out the window. This is just the downstairs part. Usually got the gondolas coming past, but cold?
Yeah. It's not that bad.
He just put his hand in the water.
I wouldn't swim in it.
No. It's so blue though. Anyway, we're going to go out on a walk today to explore. So this is the foyer of the accommodation that we're staying at. So yeah, we'll head off out and show you around the streets of Venice. There's a lot to look at around here, isn't there?
Yeah. We're still standing around deciding which way we're going to go this morning. Look at these canals. If you're coming here, be prepared for lots of walking, lots of steps. All of the bridges have got steps on them because they're so high. So yesterday there was a notice about being high tide. I don't know how that works here, but they must have to, when the water levels get up, they must have to let the water out of the canal somehow. Venice deals with something called aqua alta, where high tides push seawater into the city and flood the lowest streets and squares. It's a normal part of life here, especially in the cooler months. Walkways get raised, shop fronts get protected, and the city just adapts. Venice also has built massive flood barriers offshore to help reduce the worst of it. It's kind of amazing how this place has learned to live with the water rather than fight it. So to try and put some of this into some sort of context for you, there is one big canal, and this one's called the Grand Canal, where all of the transport boats go up and down, and they drop the passengers off at these little stations here, like this one. This one's Rialto, and you then get to your hotel accommodation from these stations. They're on both sides of the canal. We were dropped off yesterday around the
round the corner up that way, I think, on this side. Yeah. Yeah, it was hectic. All I can say is that yesterday's ordeal was hectic. Anyway, feeling a bit more relaxed. We'll feel a whole lot better once we've had a coffee this morning. You can see it's busy already. So yeah, we've refueled. We've had 4 coffees between us. We're full of beans now, so we've just had brekkie. We had made a map last night on Google Maps, but we've ended up, the starting point is the end point, so we're going to do it in reverse. First thing to show you right now is the famous Rialto Bridge, which is a bit like the Spanish Steps, if you ask me. It's probably beautiful if it's actually no people on it, but right now it's absolutely crammed. So the ideal photo spot's at the top where you can take a selfie with the canals behind you, so we're going to give it a crack. Did I mention there were some steps that you have to climb? We made it. We've jostled our way in. We're not at the very top, but this is as close as we're going to get, but you get the idea. It's actually quite impressive from up here. So it's just a crazy hustle bustle. That boat just here, that's the one that we hopped on yesterday to get to our accommodation. That's the public water taxi. So this is a view from the other side of the Rialto Bridge. It's not quite as scenic, but it's still really nice. Bit of a break in the crowd here, so you can get a better view of what's down here. Lots of stalls and markets and other things. Just go over here a minute. You can see, I was just talking about high tide, and this is what happens when the canals fill up. This is actually a footpath, and because yesterday and the day before were high tides. Yeah, I don't know how they empty the canals, but this is actually a walkway around the edge of the canal, which is filled up. So it's quite interesting. So we were actually just discussing at breakfast about how you... Oh wow, sorry, got sidetracked again, story of my life. We were actually just discussing at breakfast about how you can come to these places and spend an absolute fortune doing paid things, when, to be honest, you could come to these places and wander around for days and just soak in what's around you, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this place is going to be way too big for us to see in a day here, but there's just all these little nooks and crannies. This is one part of the canals we haven't been to yet, and there's just stuff happening everywhere. So you can just walk around in virtual amazement of all the things that are around here. So, yeah, I don't know, coming here and spending a fortune, not necessary. It's expensive enough to stay here, let alone...
Yeah, accommodation and food.
Yeah.
It's quite expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, there's probably not an awful lot to see that you haven't
done in other
already
places.
seen in other countries, bigger and better, if you know what I mean.
I mean, if you were coming just here, then you'd probably want to see some of the things, the cathedrals, the museums, etc. But if you've been to other places and you're visiting for a couple of days, you could probably get by with spending very little on the attractions because there is just literally so much to see.
Venetian masks go way beyond souvenirs. They were originally worn so everyone could be equal. No status, no titles, no rules. During Carnival, masks meant freedom, anonymity, and a chance to escape everyday life.
That one there, it's that one in the middle for me. One minute you're walking through narrow passageways and the next minute it just opens out into these big squares. It's actually really nice just to get into the sun. Look at people sitting out there in the sun. Shall we walk through this way?
Yeah.
It looks real. I know you guys can't feel the cold here. It actually is freezing. It looks nice. It is nice, but it's just so cold. Just stumbled across this, as you do. Does that look crooked? That tower?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on the lane.
Maybe it's a Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Except we're nowhere near
They've
it.
moved it.
Beautiful. Look at the little bridge to get over to get to the other side. Gosh, did not expect to find this. So we spent a couple of hours last night working out a map of things to actually see today, like a plan, and yeah, we're not even close to even starting to follow that plan because we've got caught up looking down the alleyways. And see, this is what I mean, you just got to get on foot and explore stuff because you won't find all this stuff. This stuff's not on the tourist attraction list, but it should be. So I think we'll head over that side and get further away from where we're supposed to be, but it's specky.
We found ourselves a perfect little corner pub for a break, with a couple of €3 Aperol spritzers and some potato chips for a bit of a break in the legwork. A perfect little respite for an hour. Wow. That's the museum. Look at this building. It's just the biggest building I've ever seen. And it goes on this side too. So, walking through some alleyways, and there are some pretty high-end shops around here, eh? All the, you know, Dolce and Gabbana and Louis Vuitton and Guess and I don't know, we've got some guy doing Tai Chi walking over here. Anyway, this is, the locals have a name for this tower. It's something like the caretaker or something. I'll put it in the video. I can't remember what they said. I was reading about it because you can go up the top of it and it looks over the whole of Venice. So there's cafes and all sorts of things out here. Crazy pigeons. People. That's St. Mark's Basilica. This is St. Mark's Square, and it's just the hive of the place. This was the first place we were trying to come to this morning, and we got sidetracked. So
What time is it now?
3 o'clock, and we set off about 9:30. So it's taken us a while to get here, but we're here. Look at the basilica. It's just all those beautiful paintings on the outside of it. Now, all the churches around here that we have been to are free to go in. This one looks like there's queues of people, but they're all free, which is unusual because a lot of the cities, the churches, you have to pay to go into, which I think is a bit, I don't know, I think anyone should be able to go into a church for free. So I don't know if this one's free, but certainly like to go and have a look. If there's not a queue, we might go inside and have a look and show you, because it's supposed to be really beautiful. Look at the size. Ooh, look at the size of the seagulls here. Compared to the pigeons, the seagulls are like next level massive. So we were just going to go into the basilica, and then we discovered it was €10 each to go in, which works out to about $40. So we decided it looked really nice from the outside. We actually have been into a couple of churches today, and they've been outstanding, so that's enough. We're heading for another bridge at the moment. So just to note, we are in the actual hub of the tourist centre at the moment, so it's a lot different to how it's been this morning. I'll just show you this tower again from the other side. It's pretty massive, hey? I'm not sure when it was built or anything like that, so I'll flip the details in to the video. I'll do a bit of research. You know how I roll, I'll do that. Just to have a look at the basilica though from the outside. There, as most buildings, there's scaffolding going on. It's a pretty incredible building. This one here actually looks more like a mosque than anything else, but it's not. So this building here is Doge's Palace. Another, I think it's a museum type building. It is a museum. We're not going to go in there because I think that'll take too long to have a look around. But on this side, this is how the Grand Canal opens out into the waterways. I don't know what that is across there, but I can imagine you can only get there by gondola. That one over there, we've just been to and come across the bridge, yeah. So this is where the water comes from for the tides to increase and decrease. So it's a pretty magnificent place to wander around, I have to say.
This is the Bridge of Sighs, one of Venice's most famous spots. It's connected the Doge's Palace to the old prison, and legend says prisoners would sigh as they crossed it, catching the last glimpse of Venice through those tiny windows.
Home sweet home.
Just wanted to show you before we leave the entry area of our accommodation, and they open up this door during the day right onto the canals. The water is really high this morning. As you can see, it's lapping up through the boards, but this is where the like the laundry rubbish can all be put into a gondola and taken away. But it's just so cool, so cool. Yep, we've really enjoyed our stay here, haven't we? It's been so nice. Such an unusual kind of accommodation, but yeah, we've loved it. Off to explore for a little while before we get our bags later. Let's go and get some breakfast. Ooh, it's a bit of a different day today. Gloomy and raining. Hey guys, we're just leaving our accommodation in Venice to head to the water taxi. It's raining. It's going to be a bit of a trudge to get there, but poor Paul has to do the bags again. I feel bad, but I just can't manage them down the stairs. Hey, they're so heavy. I'm not really a witch. You okay?
Yeah.
We're here at the boat to get back to the railway station, and we've got the same basic shit show as we had on the way to get out here. Like, there's no instructions about how to get a ticket, and the machine basically says tap your card or tap your ticket, and we don't actually have a travel card or a ticket, we just want to buy one. So we've tapped our credit card, and hopefully it's not going to rob the living daylights out of us, but who knows. We don't have a physical ticket, so we don't actually know what's going to happen here. It's just a complete and utter shit show for tourists. If you don't know what's going on, don't expect to find out. Okay, we made it to, we've done leg one of the journey to get to the second hotel, which involved
Just a water taxi again.
Yeah, that was packed, wasn't it? Absolutely packed.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah, not great.
They serve a purpose, but yeah.
Not much fun to travel on. So now we've got to catch a coach bus. We're at the Venice train station. We've got to walk to catch a coach bus to the airport to catch a shuttle bus to our hotel. It seems like a ass-about way to go about things, but the other option was to catch a private water taxi from our first accommodation to the airport, and that was going to cost us $115 or $115. 115 euros, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 115 euros for a private water taxi to get to our accommodation, which is about 220 bucks, just to go about 20 minutes up the road. It's insane. So this way, I think it's going to cost us about $60, which is a whole lot better. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? But at least we've saved a lot. Or swimming. We've saved a lot of money by doing it this way. So yeah. So we're off to the coach now.
The chaos continued as we tried to literally skull drag our suitcases up a wet glass stepped bridge to the bus station whilst it was raining. I felt literally defeated after this and was totally over it, yet we both knew we still had some more transport to tackle.
Send help. So we're trying to get a taxi from Venice Airport to our hotel. We're on the taxi app. We've been waiting for 5 minutes. No taxi will pick us up. And there's all these taxis at the taxi ranks. They want to charge us anything up to probably $40 to ride for about 8 minutes. Yet nobody wants the ride. The other option is, the only alternative we've got now is to walk in the rain about 1.5 kilometres. The shuttle bus from the hotel they don't have it anymore all of a sudden after sending us an email telling us they did. So they've left us in the lurch. They're not contacting us back. It's an absolute shit show.
Leaving Venice feels a little bittersweet. Getting in and out was chaotic and at times overwhelming, but once we slowed down, we really fell for the place. The vibe here is just so different to anywhere else. Wandering canals, getting lost in quiet streets, and honestly wishing we'd given ourselves a couple more days. Where are we heading to next? You'll have to watch to find out. But thanks for joining us, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype, and all that good stuff. Cheers!